Welcome to the League of Legends Champion Spotlight featuring Legion, the newest WoW expansion. Nah, I'm just fucking with y'all. It's Deceiver here. I'm gonna be reviewing World of Warcraft Legion, the newest WoW expansion, of course. And there's a lot of great things about this game, but there are some cons. I'm gonna go over both. Personally, I haven't liked World of Warcraft since Wrath of the Lich King. It's been 3 expansions since I've really enjoyed the game, and I tried Cataclysm. I absolutely hated it. Tried Mist of Pandaria. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that expansion. It didn't even feel like World of Warcraft. I hated it. Felt like an Asian MMO. And then I tried Warlords of Draenor, and it was fun for the first like 2 weeks, and then I was like, alright, fuck this shit. I'm not playing this game anymore, and went on to try and find other games. But I gave this one a whirl, and I'm liking it so far. Now, that's not to say that it's going to be like Warlords and I'm going to play it for a couple weeks and then just get sick of it. But so far, it seems like there's so much to do in the game that it's going to be great. And the best part is they've already announced the next patch, so it looks like they're going to be pumping out content for this expansion pretty frequently for the next 2 years, and I really hope they do. After this expansion, I honestly hope they just make a new World of Warcraft and add like some better graphics and some action combat into the game, and just make the game all around better, and just start the lore over, or continue the lore after Legion, after most of the heroes are gone and wiped out. But anyway, now I'm going to go into kind of the pros that I really think are awesome about this game. So the questing and the story itself are really interactive, and I hate questing and I hate stories in MMOs. I just want to play the game. But this one actually had me immersed in it. There was one part, if any of you guys have already played, there's a part in it where one of the main characters, let's just say it's pretty sad, and I was pretty heartfelt. I'm not gonna lie, I almost had a good tear. But either way, I think the questing is fine and the story is fine. Although I'm gonna go back into the questing a little bit in the cons as well. So the next part that I think is actually pretty good is the artifact weapon and the order halls. I was a little skeptical about the artifacts because everybody's going to have the same artifacts, and yeah, they give you some skins and stuff, but the chain in which the artifacts go through is what makes it a little bit better, because you can like change up where, like, the path you want to go through the artifact weapon. And the order halls are, I wouldn't say much better than the garrisons, because the garrisons were a little bit more customizable, but it doesn't have you sitting in the order hall all the time. You go in there, you do your business, you get out, and then you go back to doing all the other shit there is to do in the game, which is the best part about it. The garrison, you kind of just sat in your garrison for hours, mining your stuff and doing your garrison missions and doing all kinds of boring shit and not really actually playing the game. You were playing like a fucking Facebook game. That's what it felt like in Warlords. I never went into any of the other zones after I completed them, but this one gives you reason to go into other zones, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about. The world quests. The world quests are quests that you go into these zones that you've already been to, and you do more quests, but they give you other rewards besides just gold. They give you resources, they give you artifact power, there are some that give you gold, they give you gear, they give you pet stuff, they give you some crafting materials. There's a lot of different things you can get for the world quest, so it really gives you the incentive to get back into the world and stay out there instead of moping around in your order hall wondering what the fuck to do. The next good thing I like about this is the class changes. They have changed all the classes around. They have really polished the classes in a way that makes them feel good. Now, some of them do still need some polishing. I'm looking at Paladin and Shaman and a couple of the other classes. Some of them need some buffs on some certain things. Some of them need some reduction on some certain things, depending on which class you're talking about. But all in all, they did a pretty good job at making the classes actually feel fun again, and taking away some of the useless shit that we had on our classes, some of the useless talents, some of the useless abilities that they had. So they did a good job rounding the classes. The next thing that I like is the PvP changes. Now, I like PvPing in pretty much any game that I play. I do it in ESO. I do it in pretty much what's another game that I've played recently? Guild Wars 2. I do it in pretty much every game that I play because it's the best. It's a satisfying feeling to go and outsmart other players or kill other players. So the changes they made in PvP, normalizing everything and then giving you honor talents and making it to where your gear only matters a little bit instead of a huge amount, it makes a huge amount of difference, and it makes people actually want to try PvP because you also get rewards for prestiging your honor talents as well. So PvP is a cool thing right now, but at the same time there's so much PvE to do in this game. I'm having trouble finding time to PvP and PvE at the same time because I got all kinds of other shit to do. But we'll go into the next thing. Demon Hunters. Demon Hunters are so fucking cool. I didn't even level my main character first because I wanted to level a Demon Hunter to 110 first. And I'm slightly regretting it, but I'm also kind of glad because they're so much fun. They do kind of lack some abilities, at least the Havoc spec does. The Vengeance spec has plenty of abilities to use, and you can add even more with your talents, but the Havoc spec I feel like is lacking some abilities and could use some more abilities. But overall, the Demon Hunter is just super cool. You can transform it into like a super fuck off demon and just fuck everybody's faces. And they're actually pretty damn good in PvP. I'd say they're like maybe number 3 or 4 as far as melee goes, if you know how to play one correctly. Yeah, if you haven't tried a Demon Hunter yet, you need to try a Demon Hunter. Like, you get to play an Illidan follower. Like, what's cooler than that? Other than my main, a rogue, which I absolutely fucking love in Legion. I love the changes that they've done to rogues. But anyway, another good thing that's happened with this expansion is the launch was very, very smooth. I've never played any game that had such a smooth launch. Like, the transition from patch 7.0 to Legion being dropped, you couldn't even tell the difference. There was no lag. It just kind of happened. And everybody's like, wait, what? The shit's up? Okay, let's go fucking play. And it was a really smooth launch, and I'm really proud of Blizzard for that. I'm really proud of Blizzard for delivering a lot of stuff in this expansion that they didn't deliver in the past 2 or 3 expansions. So the next pro that I'm going to say is they've already announced the next patch. They've already done that, and they've also added the companion in, so you don't have to spend hardly any time in your order hall at all. You can do it all from your phone when you're not playing. I do the shit when I'm like sitting in a parking lot waiting on something, or if I'm just laying in bed, just woke up or about to go to sleep. I just do my order hall stuff then. I don't even have to go in there most of the time, which is fantastic. I love not having to do that. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about some of the cons. So the biggest one that I have right now is the loading time on some of the zones. When I get into a zone or into Dalaran, it seems like the zones take a minute to load up. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that or if it's just me, but it seems like they take a lot longer to load up than they did in the past. But that could just be some fixing that they can do. And let me remind you guys, okay, my FPS is generally sitting around 60 to 100 at any given time in the game, so I know it's not just me, especially with World of Warcraft. I have games loaded on my computer that use a lot more of my computer's resources than this game does. But overall, that's kind of a nitpicking thing. I mean, I don't mind sitting there waiting for it to load, but it'd be nice if it loaded a little bit quicker. The biggest issue that I hear people complaining about is that gearing up in this expansion is very, very fast. You can go do a couple world quests and get your gear level. You can get your item level to like 810 in like an hour or two after hitting level 110, and I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. So I'm thinking that what they're going to do is once they release the raids, they're going to up the item level cap from 850 to around like 900 to keep people actually trying to gear up still. And me myself, I've not been focusing on gearing because I don't want to run out of things to do in the game. I've been focusing on leveling up my alts instead, which brings me to my next problem with the expansion, and this is kind of with the game overall. There's not really an alternative way of leveling now other than questing, and to be honest, I hate questing, and I especially hate questing doing the same quest that I've already done once or twice over and over again. Hate doing the same quest. So I wish that like they would normalize PvP to where you can either PvP or quest and it gives about the same amount of experience for the same amount of time, so that I could just PvP to level up and not have to go through all the stupid fucking questing again. Like I said, I mean, the questing is fun, but it's not fun after you've done it several times over again. Every MMO player knows what I'm talking about. It's not fun doing the same quests over and over. That was one of the best parts about Guild Wars 2, is there was other ways to level up. You didn't have to do the same shit over and over. And my fourth complaint is very small, and it's kind of a personal one, but I fucking hate the Violet Hold. I hate that dungeon. I'm not even going to show any clips of it because I don't even want to go into it and do it. I didn't like, that was my least favorite dungeon in Wrath of the Lich King, and it's not any better now. They just changed the mobs that spawn in it, and it's the same shit. I'm not really, I mean, I kind of understand why they put it in the game, because it's in Dalaran, so, and the main city now is Dalaran again, but they could have just left it out, and I don't think anybody would have cared, because it sucks. The other dungeons, on the other hand, are fine. I think they're alright. And they also added PvP in the Dalaran sewers, and it's like a fuck fest when you go down there, and like you can kill anybody, and it's fucking sick. I love going in there on the Demon Hunter and just ulting in the middle of a group and just fucking murdering people. But anyways, overall, I think the game itself is great as it is right now. We'll have to see if Blizzard keeps up the good work, and hopefully they will, because I'm enjoying playing it and I want them to keep me playing it. So I think the next videos that I'm going to be coming out with are some gold making guides. I've already made well over enough money to pay for my WoW token, so I don't have to pay for this game, and I've made enough for extra stuff. I'm going to make a couple PvP videos. I'm going to maybe make a Demon Hunter overview video, maybe show you guys some gathering locations. It all depends on my feedback from you guys and what you guys want to see. So just leave your comments below, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.